Bad news for meat lovers.
A long-term study from the Harvard School of Public Health shows people who increase the amount of red meat they ate over time also increase their risk of getting type 2 diabetes.
A Northwestern medicine study finds adults who ate more eggs and other foods with high cholesterol had a significantly higher risk of cardiovascular disease and death.
People who eat 3 or 4 eggs a day have a higher risk of both heart disease and early death.
Are you seeing the pattern yet? They keep telling you that red meat and eggs are dangerous, but what if they're the ones twisting the data? Let's take a closer look. For decades, the media, health organizations, and even governments have warned us that red meat is dangerous. They claim it causes cancer, diabetes, and early death. But where does this information actually come from?
To work this stuff out scientifically with evidence in a large group of people is not practical, ethical, or financially possible to undertake. Therefore, the field is not a science, it's a theology. And I'm speaking as someone who has worked at the coalface in nutrition science as a former professor of health science.
Here's what they don't tell you. Almost all of these studies are observational, which means they can only show correlations, not cause and effect. Let's look at a specific example, Harvard's red meat and diabetes study. The study claims that higher red meat intake is associated with increased risk of type 2 diabetes. Sounds scary, right? But here's what you won't hear in the headlines. This study relied entirely on self-reported data, which is notoriously inaccurate. The researchers even admit this in the paper itself. Our study was subject to a few limitations. One of those is that we use food frequency questionnaires, so measurement error is inevitable. Here's how they trick you. They take weak correlations from observational studies and turn them into terrifying headlines. But correlation is not causation. Let me show you how ridiculous these methods are. See the problem here? Just because 2 things happen at the same time doesn't mean they cause each other. But that's exactly how they generate scary nutrition headlines. But it's not just meat. They've been trying to scare you about eggs as well. Remember when they told you that eggs would increase your risk of heart disease? That came from a 2019 JAMA study, which, once again, was an observational study of self-reported data. Based on that self-reported diet data, the study claims that eggs increase the risk of cardiovascular disease. Again, a quote from the study. Our study has several limitations. Diet data was self-reported, which is subject to measurement error. But the biggest statistical trick might be the Global Burden of Disease report. In 2017, they said red meat was low risk. But in 2019, suddenly red meat was one of the deadliest foods you could eat. What changed? A quote in response to the disparity: 36-fold higher estimate of deaths attributable to red meat intake in GBD 2019. Is this reliable? And guess who funded the study that changed the numbers? The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Do you think they might have an interest in pushing a plant-based agenda? So why is this happening? Why are red meat and eggs under constant attack? It's simple: money and control. There are massive industries based around plant-based alternatives, and they need you to believe that red meat is dangerous. The truth is out there. They need you to fear meat and eggs because if you didn't, you'd start questioning everything else. And that's dangerous to the industries making billions off your fear. Think for yourself, read the studies, follow the money, and you could get results like these people here.
I have 0 knee pain.
So my back pain is gone.
I could remember it. And that was so amazing.
I have the arthritis and my back is gone. I don't have no more bursitis in my knees.
My anxiety is gone.
The depression is gone.
And since I've gone carnivore, I have no more gray hair.
After 6 weeks or so, I just woke up one morning and I felt incredible.
My gums stopped bleeding like everyone talks about.
In less than a week on Carnivore, his elbows pain was gone.
Heartburn's gone. My knee pain is completely gone.
joint pain in my wrist gone.
A month in, and all of my symptoms with the gastritis had gone.
I just would get like this exhaustion that was unreal. And yeah, that's gone away.
That was another thing I noticed within the first week was my acne was gone and my skin had finally cleared up.
And it turned out that my tumor was gone.
All the pain is gone. All of it.
You know, skin tags I had on my eyes or on my neck here, they all gone.
Is not on metformin, his type 2 diabetes is gone. We just had his labs drawn, his labs are absolutely perfect.
Lo and behold, 2 days after starting Carnivore, my fibromyalgia was gone. I had no pain.
I would say 1 to 2 months, my pain was gone.
I woke up one morning, went to bed that night with still these aches and pains, woke up the next morning. It was all gone.
And if you want to discover how we got here, check out this video next.